It's another beautiful sunny day here in Oakland, California, and I'm back with another video about the items I got at the Alameda Antique Fair. Another month, another Alameda Antique Fair. I skipped last month because money's a little tight, but today is March 4th, 2026. It's a Wednesday, and I was just there on Sunday. Didn't go too overboard, but got some pretty cool stuff I'm going to share with you right now. A stack of Golden Age Dells. I bought this stack for $45. I got this whole allotment of comics for $150. And it just keeps going on and on and on. All kinds of kid stuff, a lot of Richie Rich stuff, a lot of Walt Disney comics and stories. We got some old Charlton comics here, some Tweety and Sylvester's, and I also bought this stack of fake money. Not my typical thing that I buy, but I saw this on a seller's table and just thought it was, kind of cool. I'm rich, bitch! Look at all those fake hundreds. Man, usually you might see these and they're kind of beat up, or there's only a few of them, but this guy had, man, just a whole fat stack. So obviously these are not real $100 bills, and they're not even counterfeit. I mean, you have all kinds of details on here that you can clearly tell. It's not even attempting to be a real $100 bill. And at the top there it says World Universe Bank Limited. But I thought they were kind of funny. I'm going to pass them out. I'm going to include them in all my eBay purchases, a little bonus item for a seller. Of course, I'm sure somebody's going to freak out when they think I've included a $100 bill in their purchase and they realize it's fake. Anyways, I just thought that little stack was cool, and I picked him up. I think he wanted like $30, and I offered 15, and I was about to walk away, and he's like, "How about 18?" I said, "Okay, fine." Anyways, see if I can, zoom in there on that. I mean, they're really well done. I wouldn't dare try and pass these off. I mean, if you feel the paper here, it's just really flimsy. But I got a lot of those, and I just thought it was kind of a fun, quirky item to pick up. All right, let's get into the comics here. All right, let me just set my camera down here. See if I can't adjust this. No, I'm not going to use that tripod. I'm just going to hold this. Just give me a second, folks. Thanks again for tuning in. Please like, subscribe. Any questions or comments you have, I'd love to hear from you. Let me know what you think of my scores at the Alameda Antique Fair. And of course, all this stuff is going to go on to my eBay store. That's Benny's Bazaar on eBay. I also have a Facebook page, eBay Ben. I would be happy to sell to any of you out there at a discount. All right, we got this, I think it's 1957 here. 4-color comics, Goofy. Another 1957 Bugs Bunny. I think that's a 58 Tom and Jerry. Walt Disney's Spin and Marty, Brand New Adventure, Big Chief Whirlybird. A photo cover, pretty cool. Never seen this show, before my time. But I looked it up on YouTube, some old TV show. Maybe some of you guys out there will remember Spin and Marty. All right, Walt Disney's Comics and Stories. Walt Disney's Comics and Stories. These are actually in pretty good shape and just really beautiful, bold color covers. Walt Disney's Comics and Stories. Walt Disney's Comics and Stories. Again, Walt Disney's Comics and Stories. We got a Looney Tunes. We got a Walt Disney's Snow White and the Seven Dwarves, and Walt Disney's Dumbo. I'll probably put these two together as a lot. Sell just those two, try and get $20. Again, this whole stack I'm going through right here is $45, so I got to at least make my money back, but that's generally not my point. obviously want to make a little bit of a profit on these, and hopefully I will. Now we're getting into a bunch of little Lulus. I'll put those into a lot. Maybe not all of them. I'll probably break it up, 5 and 5 or something. A third little Lulu. Little Lulu. Let's just see what year this is. Oh, it looks like somebody actually wrote there in the corner, 1967. Okay, let's see if they were right. No, this says 1957. All right, well, somebody in 67 wrote that. All right, 57. That one says March 1958. Let's see if that's accurate. That is 1958. So again, these are not quite golden age. They're like a couple years into the silver age era. All right, little Lulu, little Lulu, little Lulu, golf cover. Little Lulu and little Lulu. All right, so that's this stack that I bought for $45. You know, not too bad. Would have preferred to pay less, of course, but the person who sold them to me was definitely not interested in negotiating. And now here is the stack that, man, $150, but I think I'm going to do pretty well on this. And let's try and go through these quickly here. All right, Charlton's Top Cat. Got a Marvel's Greatest Comic. Yeah, some Kirby art there. Good old Kirby. That's a reprint, of course. Originally printed Fantastic Four, number 98. All right, Charlton's Flintstones. Flintstones, Barney and Betty. Flintstones, The Great Gazoo. I've seen that cover before. I actually have one on eBay already. Probably put all the Flintstones together. I've got a Star Wars here. I don't think that's really worth very much, although that's pretty cool. Millennium Falcon cover. Tie in with Empire Strikes Back. Another Star Wars, and again, that's pretty cool. You know, there's the AT-AT cover there. Don't think these are worth very much, though. Another Star Wars cover. That's, oh man, you know what? These are actually pretty cool. I like that Darth Vader cover. Again, right around the time Empire Strikes Back came out. Spidey Super Stories with Iceman. Speed Buggy. It's pretty cool. I remember that old cartoon. Speed Buggy. Sad Sack. Wheelie and the Chopper Bunch. Charlton. Hong Kong Phooey. Remember watching that cartoon when I was a little kid. More Flintstones. Dennis the Menace Visits Paris. We got an Avengers. Wyatt Earp, the Tycoon. Pretty interesting. These are all 12 centers here. These Charltons. Another Wyatt Earp. Judge Colt. Probably put those all together. Kind of beat up, crappy GI Combat. All right. Sarge Steele, Special Agent. See, I haven't seen this comic before. Toughest man in the world. All right, 12-cent Charlton. All right, we got a Metamorpho, the Elemental Man. That's pretty cool. DC Comics, 12-center. Adventure Comics. Marvel double feature featuring Captain America and Iron Man. Oh, Jack Kirby. Jack Kirby art. Probably looking forward to reading this. It's always nice buying and selling comic books because I get to read them before I list them on eBay and sell them. Just Married. Mystery in Space. Man, these are just some classic comics that I got in this box, this lot here. That's a great Adam Strange cover there. Real beautiful art there. 12 center. Mystery in Space number 90. There's a Metal Men. Used to love reading Metal Men when I was a kid. Justice League of America. Green Lantern, Green Arrow. Jungle Adventures. Justice League of America. What's going on here? All right, Batman is king. Ha 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 ha. They've killed Superman. Oh, wow. Is that probably Neil Adams? Looks like it might be Neil Adams cover art. Not sure. But Green Lantern, number 43. Pretty cool. Sarge Snorkel. All right. And moving right along here, this is all part of the same lot from this box here that I got for 150 bucks. Let's see, Tweety and Sylvester, Chippendale, the Aristokittens, and O'Malley the Alley Cat. Aristokittens, Bugs Bunny, Bugs Bunny, Bugs Bunny, Bugs Bunny, Bugs Bunny, Bugs Bunny, Dennis the Menace, pretty tricky. Another Dennis the Menace. Walt Disney's Comics and Stories. I kind of separate these a little bit. Of course, I always group things in like items and sell them as lots. So I'll put all the Dennis the Menaces together. I'll break up these Donald Duck Walt Disney comics and separate them into lots of like 10 or 12 or 16 or something. All right, Walt Disney's Comics and Stories. And these are actually in pretty decent condition. They were in bags. They weren't individually bagged, but they had like 10 or 15 comics in these cheapo plastic bags. So I've taken them out of the bags just for convenience sake for doing this video. But they were pretty well preserved. I don't know if you can see the gloss there, but very, very nice condition. Okay, continuing with the Walt Disney's Comics and Stories. And again, homework time. No. I separated all these. So these are all going to be Donald Duck, Walt Disney's Comics and Stories. Walt Disney's Comics and Stories. Walt Disney's Comics and Stories. Yeah, Daisy and Donald. Huey, Dewey, and Louie. Junior Woodchucks. Huey, Louie, and Dewey. There's another Donald Duck, Donald Duck, Donald Duck, Donald Duck. And these are, let's check the year on these. They're all probably going to be the same. 80s. No, 1976. All right. I think that's Silver Age. I'm not sure. I'll have to check once I'm done taking pictures of these and listing them on eBay. All right, Donald Duck, Donald Duck, Donald Duck. Scoot that over. Donald Duck, Donald Duck. Uncle Scrooge. Uncle Scrooge, Uncle Scrooge, Uncle Scrooge, Uncle Scrooge, Uncle Scrooge, Moby Duck, Huey, Louie, and Dewey, Huey, Dewey, and Louie, Huey, Dewey, and Louie, Daisy and Donald, Donald Duck, Donald Duck, Uncle Scrooge, the Lunar Gold Rush. Let's see what year this is. This is a little more beat up. 1964. That one's a little earlier. Uncle Scrooge and the Fabulous Philosopher's Stone. Uncle Scrooge, Uncle Scrooge, Uncle Scrooge. And we got a lot more to go, man. There's a whole nother box over here. So I'm just going to start pulling out these stacks and laying them down here for you guys to view. Man, there's a lot of comics here. All right. Mickey Mouse and Goofy, Super Goof, the Beagle Boys, Beagle Boys, Moby Duck, Looney Tunes, Porky Pig and Bugs Bunny, yeah, Yosemite Sam, Mickey Mouse and Goofy, oh, the Flintstones. I like these old Marvel comics here because it has like that little strip on the side that shows the different cartoon characters. I just like the layout of these. They did that for a little while when Hanna-Barbera and Marvel teamed up together. This is #1 actually. Got to look into that. That one might be worth a little bit more. Here's a Charlton Scooby-Doo. Pretty cool cover. Dynamite. Again with the little strip on the side that shows all the different cartoon characters. There's a Jabberjaws. Dynamite. Another Dynamite. Man, these are in really nice condition. That's a pretty cool cover. Zoom in there. Dynamite. Mighty Mouse. Tweety and Sylvester. Hanna-Barbera, Scooby-Doo. So again, I'm going to put all the like items together. I'm going to put all the Tweeties and Sylvester together. I'm going to put all of these with the little strip on the side together into a lot. Kind of organize those right now. Yeah. See what those go for. All right, here's a Heckle and Jekyll. There's the Roadrunner. There's a Wacky Witch. This is a pretty cool cover. I don't really remember Wacky Witch, but I'm pretty sure it was a cartoon. Daffy Duck. A Daffy Duck. Yosemite Sam. There's another Flintstones with that strip on the side. This Andy Goes to the Parks. This is probably a promotional. Yeah, it's from the National Park Service. So this is just a promotional comic from Andy Cap. I don't know if that's going to be worth anything, but there's a Scooby-Doo with that strip on the side. I love that cover. The ghosts coming to get them. All right, let me move these over and we can continue with this stack here. All right, I got Cracky. Pretty interesting cover there. There's some more Wacky Witch. We got Tom and Jerry. We got another Tom and Jerry, Woody Woodpecker, Walt Disney's Scamp, another Scamp, Yosemite Sam and Bugs Bunny, and now we're getting into the Richie Riches here. Let me just kind of make room. Got a lot of comics here to go through, guys. A lot of comics. Again, 150 for this. All these stacks here. Stacks and stacks of comics, boy. I'm going to be busy for the next month or two listing these, taking pictures. All right, Richie Rich Riches. Millions. Regular Richie Rich Diamonds. Diamonds. Bank Books. Money World. Richie Rich Gems. 30 cents, 16. Let's see what year we're talking about here. It's probably like 70s, I'd say. Yeah, 1977. All right, Richie Rich Gems. Richie Rich Successes. Ooh, Devil Kids featuring Hot Stuff. That's pretty cool. I always liked Hot Stuff. All right, another Hot Stuff. Love the colors on these. Really bold, beautiful illustrations. Another Hot Stuff. Actually, I think Hot Stuff is a little bit harder to find. I haven't come across very many Hot Stuff comics. A lot of Richie Rich for sure, but the Hot Stuff, they just seem to be harder to find out there. All right, Hot Stuff. Pretty cool cover there. Wendy, the Good Little Witch. It's kind of a cool cover. That's issue 90. See what year that's from. 1975. All right, there's a Spooky from Spooktown. Spooky.